Okay. Welcome back to the podcast.
Greetings from the beautiful Bahamas. That surfboard is still out there. I think you know what? I think we're going to take it home. I think we're going to sand it. We're going to stain it. We're going to make it look really cool and unique, and we're going to put it on the wall.
You don't want to use it?
You can't, dude.
Why?
It's split. I'd have to no, it's that's not going to...
It's going on the wall.
If that gets water in it now, because it's actually broken down, it's just...
I wonder where it came from. Probably Haiti or something? Or Jamaica?
No, it probably came up the road. Up the beach or something like that.
Probably.
Or someone had enough of it and just said, you know what, we're going to leave it.
Someone
but
just
if you
threw it
strip
away.
it and sand it...
But it made its way to our beach now.
Yeah, it's right there.
It was all the way there, and the waves took it here, so it's a sign.
I think we should do that. We got to clean it up, make it really nice, and we could paint it. And then we could hang it on the wall, maybe do some... I saw this girl on Instagram. I'm going to find out who she is, and then we can tag her. We have to. She does these really cool designs on surfboards.
Really?
But it has this kind of Samoan, Hawaiian designs. Like, they make the sharks look, and the dolphins are kind of like black squares and lines, and it's really cool stuff.
All right.
Really cool stuff. But we can't do that, but I think we could just stain it, paint it, and make it kind of cool.
So you're doing that yourself?
That we could do. There's actually a lady down south, too, that does really cool artwork. Jan Cave, I'm name dropping right now. And she uses cypress from the island, and she makes these really cool, 3D artwork. Trust me. And I'm gonna commission her to make the blue hole for me. Just 4 feet by 5 feet.
Where?
Where?
On the surfboard?
No, I'm gonna have her do a painting for me.
Oh.
And put it in the house with the blue hole. I have to show you her artwork. It's really good, man.
All right.
Yeah, you walk up to it and you're like, oh, wow. Okay, it's...
Where's she at? Down
She's
south?
down south, yeah.
Everything is down south.
But she's not back till January. I just spoke to her recently because I told her what I was wanting to do.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we'll get together. Just tell me what you're thinking and we'll let you know and work out a price.
What was her name?
Jan Cave.
All right, she got an Instagram?
She has an Instagram, too.
Shout out.
Yeah, well, and I'll find all that for you. And you should drop it on there. Give them credit where credit's due.
Sure.
But the lady that does those... It's pretty cool.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to have a surfboard on the wall, or just put it in a corner or something with a light behind it.
Yeah, but you want to design it, right? We live in a beach house, so it's kind of cool to have that type of stuff. But you can't just
Fits
throw
in.
that you can't just throw against the wall. You have to. We got to strip it, sand it, stain it. Maybe we'll figure that out as we go, and then
It's like a gift from the ocean. First of all, you're doing a good deed because you're cleaning up. And second of all, you reusing plastic, which is a good deed as well. So 2 strikes. And then you were gifted a...
Yeah, but how many people pay for that stuff? They pay for driftwood already been stained and stuff like that. It's like, well, if we just walk the beach, you can find some... There's a lot of cool driftwood sitting around here that people want to take to their home, and they sell it for $800. And you can just design it and put it in your house and give you that beachy feel. Because,
I always wanted to, make a table with driftwood. Like a solid table. Kitchen table or a podcast table or whatever.
That's a lot of driftwood.
Yeah.
How would you do that?
No, I need big driftwood. Like big...
Yeah, but most of the driftwood I've seen is twisted and wound. And it's not
those.
Flat.
We have a bunch of those in the house.
Yeah,
everywhere.
we do.
Yeah.
Unless have you seen the guys when they do the resin tables?
No.
They put the wood together and then they level it out and then they pour different colored
I've seen that. I've seen that.
That might be cool. Because then you wouldn't have to worry about the wood being twisty and stuff. If you set it up and you laid the wood down where you wanted it and then made a frame for it. Because I get caught up in that shit when I'm just like this when I'm watching it.
No, I've seen that, and you get caught up.
And then they pour the resin in, and then you would have this clear resin, but the driftwood would be in it for your table.
That's
it's
a cool
little
idea.
more of a process, but it's an easier process in trying to find the wood and then making the wood level.
Yeah.
Because the resin would make it level for you.
Yes.
So, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Am I getting across to you?
No, yeah, I hear
That's
you.
what you should do.
I hear you.
That would be kind of dope, because I've seen it with blue in there, and I've seen them put some really cool colors in the resin. That shit is... Dude, there's levels to that stuff, bro.
Yeah. But I love myself an old beat-up table, old wood.
For sure.
It's been seated outside.
Well, I think for me too. Like when I was growing up in the Bahamas in Freeport, I remember we had like friends and family, and I don't remember exactly who he was, but he was clearly around us a lot. I was very young, and he clearly was a part of my parents' friendship. Like, you know, you just knew he was close, like when they had gatherings, stuff like that, just the way they talked and hung out. And we went to his home a couple of times, and he had that kind of a setup. Like, you walk through the back of his house, and there was nets hanging, and, like, just cool shit, dude. You were like, this guy's living the life.
Yeah.
He had a fat little place on the beach with a dock and a boat. Like, it's just hard to explain, but I think that kind of had something to do, like, had bottles hanging so you'd hear them ding, 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 ding in the wind and shit, like wind chimes.
Oh, yeah,
that kind of stuff is really cool to me.
I'm looking forward to setting up a bonfire. That's going to be fun.
I actually found the stone.
The season is upon us.
I don't want to talk about where the stone's coming, but I found the stone.
Good.
And we're going to make that happen. I'm going to
pick it up when you have the truck.
I'm going to order out chairs for us. And then we have a little bonfire. Maybe we'll do a podcast out there with the bonfire one night.
I think we will do a lot of podcasting.
Can this thing do low light?
Yeah.
All right. You know what I think I'm more impressed of right now?
But I think we should like buy one of them lights also.
The outside light, like the
technical stuff. That's boring to talk about, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm actually impressed that this podcast for the first 10 minutes wasn't conspiracy theories.
No.
There's actually legit shit that we know about.
Yeah.
It wasn't all feel.
Yeah. Because
now, take it away.
This episode is brought to you by Whoop. Me and Mario has been using Whoop forever now, and we finally teamed up with Whoop so you can get started today. Whoop is the latest, most advanced fitness and health wearable available, monitoring your sleep, recovery, and daily effort around the clock to deliver accountable insights on how you can optimize your performance. With Whoop, you can sleep better, train smarter, recover faster, feel healthier, and manage stress. So get started with Whoop today. Use our code join.whoop.com/intothecut to get 1 month free and a free Whoop 4.0. That's join.whoop.com/intothecut.
It's all on you, bro.
I don't have any conspiracies this week, I don't think.
You don't?
No, except that we live in a simulation, and that's pretty clear to me. You know how I know it's clear?
Okay, wait. Stop. Really, Tom? So please tell me, why do we live in a simulation? I'm just setting you up. Go ahead.
I'm glad you asked. Last week... No, I think we live in a simulation because we can fuck up with time so much. Like, we can turn the time back and forth, daylight saving, setting it up for the winter. Sometimes they change the clock in one part of the world, but they don't change the clock in our part of the world, and then we change it a week after. It's all confusing. That means that time is just an illusion, and that means time was invented by
it has nothing to do with us being on the other side of the equator and the moon and the sun and light? Don't
even get me started on months.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Why is it 12 months?
I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe that's the reason why?
Why is it 12 months?
Because the light is darker in other places. I'm just, hypothetical.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but, It
just feels like when they made the simulation, they were like, hey guys, some dude, like, let's call him Greg. And he was like, hey guys, I got to throw something in there, and we're going to call it time. And everyone is going to follow it. And his friends are like, no, that's going to be too obvious. No, but I got one more idea. Listen to this, guys. And he's like, every year we're going to turn the clock back an hour. You see what I'm saying? We're going to turn it back an hour in one part of the world, but in the other part of the world, we're not going to turn it back. And the guys are like, hey, Greg, you're losing your shit. If shit comes down, we're ratting you out. You know what I mean?
Okay, so who invented time? Because I'm not.
Greg.
The Mayans?
I see you, Greg.
Mayans or the Aztecs? Weren't they kind of obsessed with time
But they didn't have the same time. They didn't.
I'm asking you. I want to see where you're at with this.
We didn't use 12 months. What is a month? Why is it 12 months?
30 days.
Yeah, but why?
So they have Halloween and Christmas far away from each other?
You're telling me that it's a full moon every time on the 1st? Because it's a moon turn? Get the fuck out of here. There's no months.
I don't know, dude. I think there's something to it. I think you're being a little...
Dude, back in the days, it was 13 months, 8, it started with March for the 1st. That was the first month. 8 October is 8 octagon, and December is 10. Why is it 12 months out or something? I don't
Different seasons?
know.
Well, then why?
No, I'm confused.
The comments, if we have any, they're gonna slam you. They're gonna slam the shit out of you.
Yeah, I
Just so
just
you know.
I
Just so you're aware.
don't like daylight saving. I think it's
Well, why are
unnecessary.
you so upset about it? Spring forward, fall back. You got an extra hour today.
Yeah, but it was hot as shit when I made my morning run today.
Oh, so selfish reasons.
Yeah, mostly.
So you're bitching for selfish reasons, not for the rest of the planet.
Yeah, mostly.
I think there's some
I've
scientific theory behind it of why they do it, but I'm going to leave it alone because you're going to dig and peel back the layers and you're going to find conspiracy theories in there and this is all an illusion and blah, 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 blah.
There's actually studies that shows that daylight savings brings like depression and shit. I don't want to go down that road, but it's a lot of pushback against daylight saving, especially the one when you turn the clock back.
Depression.
4 o'clock forward. It always confuses me with this turn the clock back.
Spring forward. So when the spring comes, you go forward. Fall, which is, I guess, technically kind of now.
Yeah.
September, October, November, winter, whatever. Go back. Spring, so think of jumping forward.
Yeah.
Fall back.
Yeah, but you thought we were losing an hour.
Because I'm never aware of it anymore. It's more like my phone just changes. I'm like, fuck it, I'm with it. Like, back in the day when you were little, turn all the clocks in the house back or forward.
I remember that.
Now it's all over your iPhone. I'm like, whatever, man. If it's daylight savings, I still got shit to do. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So I think that's a perfect example of us getting dumber. And then there's always that one jackass in the group. Hey, tomorrow, man, you're putting the clocks forward. All right, bro.
What clock?
Whatever.
Yeah.
You mean my iPhone's going to handle it for me? Yeah. Siri's on top of it.
Yeah.
So I think it doesn't bother me. You're just being selfish.
No, it's just
selfish bastard.
I just mean I have to be up at 5 in the morning instead.
Okay. You ever read the 5 a.m. Club?
Yeah.
Great book.
It's a great book. Great book.
And the funny thing is I heard it on audio first, because where I was living, I just couldn't get it to me, but I could get it online. And then I bought the book, and then I read the book, but I still hear the old man's voice when I'm reading the book.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because
I heard
whoever
it on audio
played
as well.
that voice, he sold me in that book. Great book, by the way. I recommend it. I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones listening to it. It's a pretty big book.
It was not what I expected when I listened to it. The 5 a.m. Club.
I kind of when I read it, I kind of thought to myself, how can I put it? I thought it was going to be one of those financial and getting up early but they kind of weaved it in a different way. Like they kind of set it up to be like, oh, it's more of a story. It's not like if you do this and you do that, you do this, you're going to get this and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't, like Atomic Habits. You know what I mean? It wasn't something like just laying it out or a psychology of money.
Yeah.
It was completely different, but they categorize it with that.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's why I was so surprised when I listened to it.
Quick read too.
Oh,
yeah.
Good book.
But it was just so funny. I remember reading it, and everyone else fell back, but the old man's voice. He read the whole book to me again.
It's so good.
It's a great book. Yeah. Very good.
What else have you been reading? What are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm jumping between GoldenEye.
Yep.
Ian Fleming, the guy that created James Bond. I'm jumping between him a little bit, and I'm starting to jump into War and Peace.
It's a thick book, right? Yeah.
And I
always wanted to read that.
I'm digesting that slowly, just because it's like you start reading it and you're in it, and then you can't just sit down for a weekend and try and bang that thing out.
Yeah.
So
I'm running out of books.
But Jane, the GoldenEye, I read it before, and then I'm just reading it again.
Yeah.
So good, man.
So it's about his life, his biography.
He was a player. Like he was in the military. He worked out some kind of deal with his boss that he was able to take X amount of time off a year, and that's when he went to Jamaica. He had a guy go around the island, find the perfect location. He bought it. He called it GoldenEye. he would go there, and only in Jamaica is where he wrote the James Bond books. So very interesting man. Came from money. Parents cut him off a little bit. He womanizer. He lived very Spartan. Like the way he had these parties and people coming to him. Nothing like hedonistic or any shit like that. He was just a man's man, and he was very plain Jane looking dude, because they've got photos of him, but he's just proper British looking. You know what I'm talking about? That just, I know how he sounds if I see him in it, and I can guarantee how he talks. But yeah, just the guy was living life, man.
Proper British.
Yeah, sleeping around, but having a good time. Loved Jamaica. Loved it. You know?
Yeah, his place in Jamaica.
And he drank a lot too. He partied a lot before he kind of got his shit straight. His mom kind of bailed him out a few times in situations.
Really?
Just when he was like trying to find his footing. But great, yeah. It's called Goldeneye. Highly recommend it. There's a bunch of books out there, but that one really captures him. So, and I got photos of his crib in Jamaica, because now you can rent it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a YouTube video when they rented it.
Yeah. I don't feel like you should be able to do that, though.
Is he dead?
Ian Fleming?
Yeah.
He's been dead for years.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Supposedly his daughter's now running the whole franchise. God knows where that's going to go.
So that's why she's renting it out, like an Airbnb.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
You can do that, I think. But the thing is, too, is like something like that. I don't know. I'd be like, why is it an Airbnb? Why can't you make that little, like, a national treasure in Jamaica? Like, you can go through it and look. Well,
Like a
not
museum.
like a museum, kind of, but I don't know. Staying there, it just feels...
I think it
feels
would be
like
kind of dope.
It kind of cheapens it.
Yeah, but
I think it'd be doper if you could walk through it and look at it, take some photos. But to sleep there, and I don't know. That's just me.
I think it's kind of dope.
It's like Bob Marley. If he had... I'm quite sure he's got some crib in Jamaica, or... Do you know what I mean? Neverland. Michael Jackson's like, why you want to stay there? It'd be cool just to walk through it.
If the walls can talk in Neverland.
You know what? When I started going down that road, I was like, here we go. Yeah, I didn't mean Michael Jackson. But you know what I'm saying? Certain things, just leave them alone, man.
Dude, there's a lot of ghosts in Neverland.
I think you can stay in Graceland, though.
No, I don't think...
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think... Don't quote me on it. Maybe you can now.
I got a feeling maybe you can stay in Graceland, or there's a place like right next to it where you could stay and go check it out. I think. I'm not sure. But I don't really give a shit about Elvis, so I have no desire to go.
What?
I've never been a...
You don't like him? It's a new documentary coming out.
I don't think you can like the Beatles and Elvis. I don't think it mixes. I'm a Beatles guy.
That's not true.
I don't know. I just feel that way. You know
no, but I mean? Elvis for his time was very unique.
It's like creamy or crunchy peanut butter. And you and I know I'm gonna.
Well, I can eat both.
I don't like the crunchy.
No, but I like both.
I like the creamy peanut butter.
So you fucked up because I like both.
And most of my friends are crunchy.
So I like crunchy better.
There you go. So that's the one you like.
But I do like both.
Because you have to. If you had a choice, you'd eat creamy.
Crunchy. Crunchy. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't have one or the other.
That doesn't hold up in the law, court of law.
And Elvis, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. No, I get it. Like, his music is...
Married a 15-year-old too, didn't he?
He did, didn't he?
Wasn't she like 15?
A lot of people did that back in the days. It was a different world.
What's the other one? Jerry Lee Lewis, the piano player? Great Balls of Fire, Jerry Lee. I think his wife was like 13.
You know what I noticed hanging out with you more?
What?
You know a lot about music. You know
I'm
a
just
lot
really
of...
good.
Like, when we listen to music, you're like, oh, isn't that guitar player? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I like The Who, but I don't know who the guitar player is. You know, like, the story behind it. You know a lot of... always know you were a music fan, but I didn't know you knew so much about music.
I think I just retain a lot of bullshit.
I think it's kind of dope.
I retain... I don't know if it is or not. I just know that I
don't know when it's useful. But...
If I read through something and then I go down a rabbit hole and then I just never pay attention to it again, like, that's my problem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do go down rabbit holes.
I go down rabbit holes. I find out everything I got to find out, and then I'm just like, next, and it just gets filed, and then it comes up somewhere down the road. So
you and I are different.
I can just retain shit.
I go through a lot of headlines. I'll read it and...
This is true. Dude, there's been so many times I'm like, hey, man, did you know this, like, shit you had? You're like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, did you read this? No. I just read the title. It's like,
Hey.
bro, there's like 40 pages. You're
My
like, I read the cover. It's like,
My
dude.
bandwidth is full of like hockey highlights, and that's it.
Dude. Yeah, don't.
By the way, Penguins is back. Lost 6 in a row, won 2 in a row now. Crosby 4 games in two games, so 4 goals in 2 games.
You really are like a cat with a flashlight. Like if you put the light on the like, oh, light, butterfly. Like you just. Like,
I retain
you ever
a
seen
lot
you take
about
a light against the wall with a cat.
Yeah.
And you're just that's.
But it's weird that I don't retain so much because I watch so much. Like I love going down. Like I watch Ancient Apocalypse about this natural what do you call it? Natural disaster
Yeah.
that happened. Like so they had to rebuild civilization, and it's
Right.
a lot of proof
Right.
that we were advanced before, and it's been advanced before like several times. It's been going up, and then something happens, and we have to rebuild like several times. We've been here before. We had probably
You and I have been here before?
No, we probably had iPhones before. You know what I mean? But then we got wiped off, and then we had to rebuild and then go up. And wiped off, rebuild, and then go up. So we
See, I do think there's something to be said about that, but I'm wondering, okay, but where are the remains of, where's the iPhones?
if you leave an iPhone here for 1,000 years, it won't last. All that will last is stone.
Yeah, but they're biodegradable. Everything's biodegradable, just some people aren't patient, right?
They maybe not. Maybe didn't have iPhones, but they were advanced in other regards.
Yeah.
There was advanced civilization. It wasn't hunter-gatherer.
Well, that's not bad stuff to retain if you pay attention.
No, I love it.
But yeah, I've always, I don't know, like I said, I just retain shit. Kind of Rain Man-ish.
I want to read you a quote. 'Cause this stuck with me this week.
I hope I don't get
wanna
no shit
talk
for
about it.
saying that.
All right, so this is the quote that I heard this week. You ready? This is some deep shit.
Don't tell me who it is. Maybe I'll know.
All right.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see if you know who it is. Stop taking things so serious. No one is getting out of this game alive. In 3 generations, no one will remember your name. And if that doesn't give you liberation to do what you want, I don't know what will.
Chris?
Yes, sir.
Will
Chris Williamson.
Williamson.
I think
And I heard that in passing, probably a year ago.
it's powerful. Especially the one in 3 generations, no one will remember your name.
I'm not even a fan of his. And I
but
remember
that's
this.
a good. Because
I'm not even a fan of his.
do you know the name of your grandmother?
My grandmother?
Yeah. People know the name of the grandmother, but her mother or grandmother?
Joyce Scott. I never met her.
Of course you didn't. It was 3 generations before you.
Joyce Scott.
Yeah. What did she do?
Back then, she was from the UK. She was probably a housewife taking care of
Probably.
babies.
See? In 3 generations, no one will know what the fuck you did. No one will care what you did. No one would know what you did. So I don't...
But that's why you got to kick up as much shit as you can now, dude. You got to cause problems. I mean, in the best possible way.
what I'm saying. That's what the quote is saying.
Yeah.
Like, why do we care so much what people think when everything leads to...
I think it's the way you're brought up, right? Don't you think? If you've got a parent that's like, oh, don't do that because so-and-so. Oh, don't do that because we're out. Then you get this fear of, oh, people are looking at me. And I think a lot of people, it's nature to be accepted. It's nature to not stand out. And then the ones that stand out are ridiculed, chastised, pointed at, teased. And then when they end up coming on the other side of that and doing well, then they've got all these followers. But there's that little bit of space where you're just alone. And everyone's like, you're an idiot. And I think that's where people don't want to go.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be part of the pack, right? We're pack animals.
Yeah,
That's
that's
And
another...
then you've got parents that are like, we've had this conversation, I think, about how people raise their kids in different ways and stuff like that. But you got those parents like, don't do that. We're here. Don't do that. I mean, being bad is different. But if you're trying to express yourself or you're worried about what people think because maybe your parents are kind of
Yeah.
coming down on you.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because forgotten in 3
Exactly,
generations.
but
So all the people that has opinion on what you're doing will be dead and forgotten as well. Like,
I know,
what
but
the fuck does it
unfortunately,
matter?
even if you come up with a little sassy quote like your boy did, some people
Hey.
Some people...
Hey, I heard that tone.
I hope you did. I projected it at you and that fucker. So what I'm saying is, in that moment, that's foresight, right? That's people looking ahead. Some people are right here. So they're not thinking, hey, man, 40, 50, 60 years from now, I'm not going to fucking know this guy that has an issue with me trying to do something. Or it's the here and now.
Yeah.
It's only those rare few that are like, who's going to give a shit in 30 years, like you just said, or generations. A lot of people don't look at things like that.
Yeah.
It's the moment. It's how you feel right now.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I've been reading a lot of Seneca now, the Stoic.
I haven't gotten into him yet. I got that for you, didn't I? I bought that for you, and I almost got myself a copy. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to let my man read it, and if he likes it, then I'll grab
It's
one.
the best Stoic book I've read.
Okay.
Letter from a Stoic is called. But they talk a lot about death. A lot about, like, how to make your life fulfilling and stuff. And, like, you need to tackle life with purpose and find your purpose.
He got banned, right? Like, he got...
Oh, yeah.
I think I know his story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he talks a lot about... They tackle death, and they talk a lot about purpose and what your time on Earth, what you want to do here. Because they basically say as well, like, no one will give a shit when you're dead. Like, people move on. It's like when you read about some celebrity dying in the news in the morning. 15 minutes later, you have a cup of coffee and you go about your day. Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not...
But I don't know if they don't care, but I think everyone has their own shit, right?
Yeah. No, life goes on.
Life goes on, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, but I think, that's...
No, but that's the perfect
Yeah.
subject for do all the shit for you.
Of course.
I know if it's like when you have kids, the purpose changes a little bit.
Well, yeah, but you're still a person. You still have things you want to fulfill. I mean, I know when it comes to me, I want to, of course there's goals I have, and I do my best to make sure that I can separate that from my kids. Because in bottom line, I still have things I want to do. There's things I'm doing. I don't try to bring the things in the house that I'm trying to do, right? So I have my time, and I just want to I really work hard at being the parent that my kids think I am. I want to be the person they think I am. Does that make sense? Like, those are the things for me that are important. And if I'm going after something, I don't really care what someone else thinks about it, because I know I'm not indirectly hurting someone else. And if someone's opinion about me, it's not my problem, because I know where I'm heading and I'm kind of comfortable with who I am. And I think that just boils down to individuality and how you were raised.
Yeah.
Right? But I think some people are just so scared.
I know it. I've been
of not fitting in.
No, I've been there. I've been scared shitless. And all I'm scared of is what people think. And it's so weird.
Now or then?
Not as much now. I don't give a shit
Still?
anymore.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving a shit anymore.
Because I don't get that impression from you.
No, I don't anymore. But I have. It stopped me from a lot of things in the past. Like, if I do this, I'm gonna... Like, you live your life for people instead of living it for yourself. You live up for people's opinions. And you're not doing enough for yourself and what your purpose is.
Accepted, yeah. Just laying
you want to fit in.
Laying in the cut, right? Yeah. See, that's been my problem, though. No, and I'm like, don't you know? I'm like, don't touch that. Like,
yeah.
And I'm not apologizing for it.
Well, that's good.
I'm not,
I think that's good. I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
I think I think people need to be more like that. I think people will be healthier.
Yeah.
If they were like that, and I'm not preaching. I'm not a perfect example of it.
No, you got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be able to read a room, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you've got to be like, okay, in your family, is this going to upset someone? You have that conversation. But the immediate outside world, how can I put it? If your intentions are right, and you're going after the right thing, that will shine through at some point in time, and people are going to catch on. But they may not get you in the beginning, but if you're doing something on the right path, and I'm not being religious or any crap like that, because I'm not, you know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say, though, but I feel that there's something to be said about that. It's like people will see it in the long run. Didn't understand it, but I get what they were trying to do.
Yeah, but here's another thing. People don't give a shit what you do. People got their own problems. People got their own stuff going on.
You're right about that, but the ones that do care what you're doing don't have shit going on.
No, but they maybe care for like 45 seconds a day, and then they go about their day.
You got some critical fuckers, man, that want to put you in all these people that are canceling people left and right. That's caring for a while, and then once they destroy you, then they move on to the next one.
No, I think
They're sharks, my man.
I think we think people care. That's another thing. That's just builds up. I don't think people care.
Oh, no, exactly. Like, when you were little, you probably walk into a room, everyone's looking at me. No, they're not.
No.
That I get. No, I get that. But I'm saying...
And also, if you do something that you think everyone is just talking about, you're like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
They got their own problems. They got their own shit.
Maybe for 2 minutes they might.
Yeah, but they go on. They move on. They don't care about you.
Yeah.
No one cares. Sure. No one cares about you. You've been forgotten in 3 generations. It's like all the shit is lining up.
Well, when you put it like that, I'm just going to go slit my wrist now and get it over with, for fuck's sake.
Hey, they talk about that in the Stoics as well.
Slitting your wrist?
Yeah, no, taking your life nobly. They go to some deep shit in that book.
I got a book called...
Wait, before you move on. They talk a lot about service as well, and that's...
About what?
Service to mankind. I really want to find I'm in search for my service to mankind.
But didn't I just say that? If your intentions are right and you're doing the right thing, people will see it at some point in time and be like, I get it. And that probably will be a service to some mankind. True. Because it will trickle off to people. If you touch 20 people in a certain way, that's a service to mankind.
You're
not
right.
all of us are going to find a cure for cancer. Not all of us are going to be Elon Musk.
No, you're right.
But it's not just large victories. It's small ones too, right?
It's true. No. If we do a podcast and it's 30 minutes long, and someone for 30 minutes that may have a rough day or whatever, rough week, rough year, rough life.
Says, look at these 2 fucking idiots. My life is okay, actually.
But if they can, like, for 30 minutes... I think I'm going to
be okay.
For 30 minutes, feel like they're hanging out and laughing and whatever, goofing around, then I've done my service. Yeah, I want to do as much as that as possible for people.
Yeah, and I'm touching lives.
Yeah, I guess.
You're touching lives for everyone.
I'm not saying this podcast is fucking changing the world, but I'm saying...
Hey, whoa, bro. Come on, man. Don't throw that out there. This is... YouTube's scared of us.
Yeah.
Because we're spitting the truth.
Hey, they're pushing us down.
Easy.
We went to a lot of conspiracies last episode, and YouTube is pushing us down. That's our conspiracy.
Like, yeah, we're not ready for that, buddy. Sorry, guys. That's, yeah. Maybe back in 2003 or 2003, but yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, now. Maybe after the election, maybe then. Maybe then we can put you... Sorry, I had to cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off.
You were going into some book that you read.
Oh, we were talking about death and everything, and it's like there's a book I haven't opened it up yet, but philosophy, I guess you could say, is Denial of Death. It's supposed to make you look at things a lot differently, so I'm like circling it in my bookcase. I'm like, I'll hold off on that. I know it's going to be good because I have a lot of reviews like, read it, you got to read it. If you like this, you like that, read it. But I just don't know if I want to face it like that yet.
No, I saw a podcast.
I don't want it in my face like that just yet.
I saw a podcast. Maybe that was the writer of that book, but it was a podcast of some lady that wrote a book about people's regret on the deathbed. And it was they talked a lot about, like, I wish I did more for me and not for what people thought around me. And
well, that's the fine line, right? I'm pretty sure when you're on your deathbed, you're not going to say, man, I wish I worked more.
No. I wish I had more stuff.
Man, I wish I didn't eat that last donut.
I wish I had a bigger TV and a faster car.
Man, I wish I didn't eat that last bowl of Lucky Charms.
Hey. That you will regret.
That I would regret.
Yeah, because...
That's because you know
that will lead to an early death.
You know me very well. But I'd be smiling. I'd be like... before I die.
Yeah, that will lead you to an early death.
Yeah. if you're dying,
slowly trying to get rid of that for you, but you love your Lucky Charms.
Dude, there's certain things, right? If you die doing what you love.
Yeah, but you don't have to fucking eat sugar to an early death.
I never disagree. No, I'm good. I love Lucky Charms, bro.
Yeah, clearly.
It's very American.
Yeah, it is.
It's very American.
I never understood. We had cereal when I was younger, and I crushed some cereal when I was younger. Don't get me wrong, but as a grown man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, as a grown man,
bro. Trust me, I love a good breakfast, but you just cannot fuck with a bowl of cereal. You had a night out doing some.
What is the cereal giving you?
Yeah, listen. You had a night out.
Happiness.
You had a night out or whatever. You done some shady shit. We'll leave it at that. You know, you look yourself in the morning. You're like, you disgusted bastard. But it's like, Lucky Charms makes it better, bro. You had a couple of drinks. Wake up next morning. Oh.
I don't know.
Or cold pizza.
Oh, cold pizza. On the other hand, pizza was the cure for hangovers in my 20s, forever. Like if I was
pizza is a cure for my scream crying.
If I was hungover and went and crushed a pizza, I was good. But that was in my 20s. Now I need like 3 days of recovery after a good night out.
Are you kidding me, dude?
Dude, I'm dead.
Bro, I wake up next morning.
I know.
Ice cold can of Coke, 2 slices of pizza, bang out the gym and head out, and you're straight.
You know, I when we were in Barcelona, I ran hungover one morning.
Ooh.
I was sick for a week.
Ooh.
I was sick for a week after that.
The only time
my mentality is always sweat it out. Just go out, run, and sweat it out. Not a good.
I dove once hungover.
Ooh, that can't be good.
Scuba diving.
That's both. That can't be good and it's dangerous.
I wasn't worried about the dangerous part. That's my wheelhouse. I had done it so much I could call it in. That's not the fact, right? That's never an issue. It was just the fact of like the heat and just thirsty, and you're surrounded by water, and you're under the water. You're like, I can't drink a fucking drop of this because it's salt water. Like, you know, and you're breathing compressed air. You're like, ooh. And your throat is dry, and it's like, for some fucking reason, I got some people that I'm taking out just want to stay under a little longer, and it's like, oh, and you're just jugging.
It gives me anxiety.
Like fire hosing water. What's that?
That gives me anxiety just listening to it.
I mean, I remember I was sweating underwater. Like, I was sweating underwater. I was so dehydrated.
That's why I don't like swimming. I hate sweating in the water. Like swimming laps.
Wait, you don't get the water dirty?
No, I don't know. There's just a weird feeling of sweating in the water.
Why?
I don't know. I don't like it.
That's the weirdest shit I ever heard.
I'm not a water baby. I'm not a water baby.
But that's the weirdest shit I ever heard.
I just don't like it.
It's like, I don't get that.
I know how good of a workout swimming is. I never got into it. But I never liked sweating in the water.
All right, well, that's you. You don't keep that for yourself.
That's personal. I'm a runner. Today, I signed up for the Hollywood Beach Half Marathon, brother. We're going in.
And I'm going to hang out, and I'm going to do my part as a wingman, a best friend, and...
We got some plans.
Have you taken care of.
we got some plans.
I will be there for you when you're done. Yes, you'll be straight.
Yeah.
Now, do you want me to have like a Swedish flag, so when you run across, you drop to your knees and I wrap it around you like James Brown?
That would be a good idea.
You ever see James Brown when he was done on stage? He'd drop to his knees and his guy would put his robe around him.
And a whale of Coke in his nose.
Probably later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or before.
But yeah, so it's probably going to be, the whole thing's going to be like, I'll be hanging around there for 3 hours.
Yeah, because the race is at 6:30 in the morning. January the 18th on a Saturday. But the national anthem starts at 6:20, so I need to be there.
But didn't we say we were going to party one night?
Yeah, but
what
not
night
Friday.
What night we're going to do that?
Friday I need to go and pick up my tank top and all that shit, the little gift bag you get.
No, Friday night we'll just hang out.
And
dude.
my numbers.
We'll Netflix and chill.
Yeah, for sure. But we can go hard
cuddle?
like Tuesday.
Are we going to cuddle?
Of course, that's a given.
So I want you to feel safe before the race.
It's a given. If we're gonna go,
are we spooning or are you gonna lay on my chest? Which one are we doing this time?
If I can be big spoon, I'm okay with it.
Can we take turns?
Maybe.
Because I thought this was a 50-50 relationship.
Well, it is.
All right. Well, I think you can do what you want, but I think when you wake up, whatever position you in, then you know who the dominant one is.
True.
Does that make sense?
True.
Like when you wake up in the morning?
True.
So
it's like if you have a threesome, the one you're spooning in the morning is the girl you want to be with.
a 3-car pileup. That's so funny. 4-car pileup. No, but yeah, so we'll take it easy the night before. Get you all prepped. Are you putting chalk on your nipples?
For sure. I didn't do that for the marathon. But I'm probably going to tape my nipples.
What are you, a stripper?
I'm a
Why
runner.
do you tape your nipples?
Because not to shave against the t-shirt.
You said that you said, no, I'm a runner. Like, that's better than a stripper. I think it kind of goes hand in hand.
Hey, some girls are both. And some guys are both. No, but what I'm saying is I'm seriously going to tape my nipples. Because I didn't do that for... I didn't do that for the marathon.
You said it so... No. I'm going to tape my nipples. Like, that's like...
Dude,
pretty feminine.
And also, I'm not going to buy new shoes the day before like I did with the marathon.
Ooh,
that was a bad bet.
That's the worst. Yeah.
I did it the night before.
New shoes hurt, man.
Yeah, I did it the night before a marathon. New shoes, not taped nipples. I was fucked. But my training started this week.
Or maybe new shoes and taped nipples lead to getting fucked.
Probably.
Heels?
Probably.
All right.
I can't run in heels.
Well, I bet you could. Depending on the situation.
Yeah. But not for 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, my God.
That would be the worst.
That is something we have to try. I want to buy heels. What size are you?
11 and a half.
I don't know why I'm just seeing you in high heels, tape nipples, maybe a purse, and you're running a marathon.
Hey, you need to tape your nipples. Don't get elaborate with it. It's just a fucking security.
My mind just went there. That's some funny shit.
Your mind go to some weird places.
I can't
from
help
nothing.
It. I know.
From nothing.
You think I'm weird? Try being me, dude. It's a whole new world.
Hey, we talked about hypersonic jets last week. China came out and they're doing one that can circle the world in 7 hours.
That's bullshit.
7 hours, dude.
Fucking China, dude.
China said, hold my beer. And they were like, here we go. 7 hours, we're going to circle the world.
They said, hold my noodles. Oh, my God. Dude, that's funny.
Yeah, so... Now, my training for the half marathon started this week. I've been running 4 times this week. So it's going good.
Oh,
it's going in the
man.
right direction. I'll probably do a video for it next week.
And the funny thing is, the hat that you put on every morning before you leave, I swear from a distance, it looks like a MAGA hat.
Yeah, it's red and white. It seriously looks like a MAGA hat.
Oh, my God. Dude,
All right, so by the time we're recording this, it's Sunday. By the time we're releasing this, it's doomsday.
You mean because of the election?
Yeah. Dude, we don't know what's going to happen.
Oh.
What do you think going to happen?
I think I don't want to talk about it because our videos are too controversial for YouTube.
It's true, but we don't have to promote it. It's late in the video.
Today has been light and fun.
Yeah, I guess.
To the point.
Yeah, but the election is on Tuesday. We need to make our last bet on it. What do you think? We
In
need
a perfect world, I'd like it to be clean and cut, right? I guess Trump would be the way to go. Because the other president we got, he just disappeared, didn't he? Biden.
No, they rolled him out this morning.
Sleepy Joe.
I was watching the news this morning.
Sleepy Joe.
And they woke him up and put him on stage. And said some stuff.
They wheel him in like Hannibal Lecter and prop him up.
But didn't you hear? All right, we're just going to touch on the election. Sorry, YouTube. But didn't you hear, like, Tony Hinchcliffe went on stage and called Puerto Rico, like, garbage?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
It was a joke.
I know, but I didn't get...
It wasn't funny. I never liked that dude anyway.
I'm not a fan of his either, but I'm always up for... If it's funny, I'll laugh, but I just didn't... It was over my head. I'm like, wait, I don't get that.
No, he said, like, there's a big pile of garbage floating in the ocean, because there is, and then it's called Puerto Rico. That was the joke.
It's not funny, though.
It's not funny at all. But anyway, so the Kamala Harris stab attacked that hard. And they were like, oh, they're talking shit about that's racist. They're talking shit about Puerto Rico. And then they rolled Sleepy Joe out, and he was like, the only trash I see is all the Trump voters. So he's called like half America trash. So we're like, shut your mouth,
like, dude,
Joe.
Quiet,
we had
man.
them.
Yeah.
We had them with that. Now they can't use it anymore. Because Trump went in like with a garbage vest on and did a rally and stuff. He was like rolling with it.
I think, yeah, that's too funny. I think Trump needs to win just because of the way it's going. That's just how I put it. But it just seems like there's always shady shit popping up around. Remember last time?
I think Kamala will win.
But you know what I mean? Like, oh, this got lost and the count wasn't correct and blah, blah. Something like that's going to pop up. Remember I said that. It's not going to be, if it's cut and dry.
It's not going to be clean. That's what you said.
Yeah. If it's cut and dry, I'll be very surprised. But I think there's going to be an issue with something. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like there's no way. It's just going to be, it'll be cut and dry if it falls on her side. If it falls on his side, you're going to know who actually won by what happens. Does that, I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
the scary part is,
because I kind of think he won last
time. I don't know. But the scary part is like 2 weeks ago, or 1.5 weeks ago, they passed a bill that U.S. Army can use lethal force against protesters. So they like gearing up for this to go.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because if Kamala wins, it's going to be riots, I think.
I'm fucking sure.
It's not going to be pretty.
I have no doubt. I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to go down that road, though. This has been a good podcast. I don't want to depress and talk about bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's going to be interesting, at least. I'm going to sit up all Tuesday.
All right, Chalky Nipples. Let's get out of here.
Tape nipples.
Tape nipples.
I like it. Let's do a walk-away ending. This has been, I got this podcast. It's not, This has been Into the Cut.